Нет, вот вулкан. Не меня. I just landed in the city Petropavlovsk-Kamchatskiy. It was 8 hours flight from Moscow. 8 hours flight and I'm still in Russia. Feels like the edge of the world. And I'm here to explore the Kamchatka peninsula. I am so excited! I'm going to the city and here they don't use the app that we use in the rest part of Russia. And when I typed in my address, they don't show the price and say offer the price. No one is gonna take me for 100 rubles, I guess. Plus 10. Feels like auction. Oh, 900. Yes. Okay, let's go. Petropavlovsk-Kamchatskiy is the capital of Kamchatka region and one of the oldest cities in the far east of Russia. The population here is about 180,000 people. Even though it's so remote, it's a developed town where you can find everything: modern hotels, different cuisines and entertainment. But it's not a usual city. Petropavlovsk is located in the most seismically dangerous zone of the planet and it's surrounded by many active volcanoes. How many volcanoes there are in Kamchatka, the researchers still cannot say, from several hundred to more than 1,000. Only 2 days ago there was news about the dangerous activity of the volcano named Shiveluch. For the last century, 13 big earthquakes with an intensity of 7 points or more occurred here. But small earthquakes or volcano activities is something frequent that locals are used to. Tomorrow I'm leaving for a trip to explore the volcanoes of Kamchatka and life in this region. Also, I have a goal to climb the top of the volcano named Avachinsky. But for today, I think I'm just gonna have some rest because time difference with Moscow is 9 hours, so I'm quite sleepy. I also need to bargain with a taxi driver now to go back. Come on, I don't know how much it should cost. Morning from Petropavlovsk-Kamchatskiy. The news is that I overslept. The group who I was supposed to go to the volcanoes with left already. We were supposed to meet at noon, but I only woke up at noon. Yay, I found my group. I will continue to travel with them. And the first destination of the trip is Khalaktyrsky beach, which is famous for its black sand. The black sand is a rare phenomenon caused by constant volcanic eruptions on the peninsula. The fast rivers that originate in glaciers erode the mineral-rich formation year after year and carry it into the ocean. And then each wave approaching the shore carries out the small particles of volcanic origin and they remain on the beach. The water in the ocean is so cold for swimming even in summer, but this beach attracts people from all over the world for surfing and locals for fishing. Lunch in Kamchatka is fish soup with 2 types of fish, pita and paltus, and this sandwich with caviar, of course, because we are in Kamchatka. Yo, good morning everyone. I'm very happy this morning because today we're ready to start our journey on this cross-country vehicle. Whoa! We arrived to our first camp. Very cold here, there is snow, and before ascending the big volcano, we will ascend some other ones. But we are very unlucky with the weather. I can't even see the volcano. Yep, it's there, just use your imagination. Gorely is an extremely active volcano. Every 20 years it manifests its power, erupting hot lava flows into the surface, which spreads over the territory for more than 10 kilometers. But tourists are allowed to climb it during the calm period. Usually it takes from 3 to 5 hours to climb to the top. I completely forgot that I'm climbing the volcano, and I didn't expect to see the crater. There is supposed to be a beautiful view on other volcanoes, but unfortunately it's too foggy today. You can only see the top of one of them. Imagine many beautiful volcanoes here. Almost the whole summer I've been sleeping in a sleeping bag, outdoors, or in a tent. Why am I doing this to myself? It's so cold. It's gonna be even colder at night, and also for tomorrow they predict a really bad storm. Спасибо. Гречка for dinner and гречка for breakfast. So essential in Russia. We are stuck. Тебе норм так?
Вообще отлично.
Crazy Russians. When you're on Kamchatka Peninsula, you can feel that our Earth is truly alive due to the seismic activity of the volcanoes and geysers. A very famous place in Kamchatka is the Valley of Geysers, but it's very hard to reach and you need to rent a helicopter to get there. For those who can't afford this, there is an alternative, the small Valley of Geysers. I'm at the Hydrothermal station right now, which is located on geysers and volcanoes, and from here the city Petropavlovsk-Kamchatskiy gets part of its heating. Why did you decide to visit Kamchatka?
I bought 2016 Unimog for Kamchatka, and then I arrived here now because 2 years the country was closed.
Do you like it here?
Yes.
How is the water?
What? Come in, test it. It's good.
Here you feel that the earth is so alive. It's breathing. That this place has a thermal plant which gives heat to the whole city because there is so much energy here. The Kamchatka territory uses the thermal energy of volcanoes and geysers. Almost a third of the region's energy comes from the Mutnovsky hydrothermal plant. Back in the 60s of the last century, the main problem of the USSR wasn't a lack of resources, but the difficulty of delivering energy to vast territories. So Soviet scientists started to look for solutions and offer some bold and unexpected projects. The first plant like this was built to sustain small towns and villages, which was quite successful, and now more and more developments are done to provide energy from the volcanoes in Kamchatka region. We came back after today's trip. The forecast came true. It was raining the whole day, the whole night. Still raining, you can hear it. And we don't have dry clothes anymore. Есть то, что не промокло. Ура! Еда не промокла. Мы еще выживем несколько дней. Моднючие! We finally got out of the tent to dry out our clothes. The next day we climbed another volcano named Mutnovsky, but there isn't much to show. In Russian we call this type of weather or views молоко, which means milk, because it's super cloudy and simply white. We arrived at the top. We were climbing half of the day to see this magnificent view. Yeah, during this trip I have to use my imagination because I can hear the waterfall and imagine the view on other volcanoes here. The goal doesn't matter, the way is important. That's the motto of this trip. We didn't see anything at the top, but when we came down there was a surprise for us. Look at this waterfall. This place is named the Grand Canyon of Kamchatka. I'm so amazed by this canyon. I don't know how the Grand Canyon looks like, but this one is very impressive. I'm very impressed by the far east of Russia. Какие вообще здесь правила насчет медведей?
Медведи очень неуклюжие, они быстрые, они сильные. И если, допустим, на склоне где-то вы увидели медведя, лучше бежать по склону вниз, потому что бежать за вами он не сможет. Спускается он всегда зигзагом. Ни в коем случае, если вы находитесь в группе и увидели медведя, ни в коем случае нельзя разбегаться. Если нет специальных устройств, которые издают резкий и очень громкий звук, который может, в принципе, испугать медведя, лучше максимально высоко над собой поднимать рюкзаки, чтобы казаться еще больше. И желательно синхронно и очень громко кричать, как можно больше. Медведь – близорукое существо, и если он видит какое-то живое пятно, грубо говоря, большее, чем он не станет нападать. Медведи очень сами по себе пугливые, и если грамотно обыграть ситуацию, то медведь вообще, в принципе, ничего не сделает. Довольно-таки спокойное животное.
I have a tradition on my channel to hide my Troshka dolls in places that I go to. Inside the doll there is a note from me and 100 Russian rubles. In Kamchatka I left it with the guides of the tour company named Pik. The first person who orders a tour with them in Kamchatka will get the doll. Pik is a company that organizes tours not only in Kamchatka but in other parts of the country as well. They summit mountains, go camping, rafting, and organize different active tours, and if you book any tour with them and say that you came from my channel, you will get a discount for the tour. I hope this will motivate you to explore more unique places in Russia. Today is the day. It's 5 a.m. and we are ready to summit the peak of the volcano. The height of the volcano is 2,741 meters, but it's quite difficult to climb, as you will need to walk about 15 kilometers and the elevation difference from the starting point to the top will be 1,900 meters, which is greater than when summiting the highest mountain in Russia, Mount Elbrus. I finally saw the volcano, at least the top. We are at the top! This is where Russia begins. This is the edge of the world!
рождением! Ура! Днем вулкана! 3, 2, 1!
So nice to come back to the camp, and our chef has already prepared the legendary Russian borscht. Спасибо. And today we burned about 4,000 calories, so no more filming. For several days of my Kamchatka trip there was a continuous fog and rain, which wouldn't stop even for a minute. I was very wet and cold, but happy. For me, this is the best way to dissolve in the nature and a company of good people and to recharge my mind. A tent, thermocloth, windbreaker, comfy shoes, and a plate of grechka porridge. That's all I need to live without suffocating myself with some shallow luxuries. That's why, again and again, I will find myself in a road heading somewhere new and unknown.